My dudes, what is going on? It is Wednesday, August 6th, here in the Pacific Northwest, sprinkled all over the place. You got me out here in Bellevue, Washington, just outside Seattle. Big June down there in Salem, Oregon, and our guy JD over in Hermiston, Watermelon Eaton, Oregon. How you guys doing? Jatana, what's good, my guy? You got your Raider shirt on? You ready for tomorrow?
Raider Nation.
Whoa! We got sound effects JD this week, man. Junior, what's going on, man? You got your hair twisted. How's it feel? Does it hurt?
Nah, man, keep it in the 4 braids. It's not that tight, but we just got back from the Oregon coast, spent a few days on the wonderful Oregon coast, so vacationing, ready to get back on the pod.
What were you wearing on one of those nights, and do we have photo evidence of that, JD?
My wife tailored a jacket for me. Folks that don't know, I'm a big dude, about almost 7 feet tall. 400 pounds.
The biggest high school athlete in the history of OSAA. That's Oregon Sports Association.
I mean, unofficially, but he might be kind of right. Unofficially, but
bigger than Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she tailored you a coat. Taylor Jenkins you a coat.
Yep.
And what was the occasion?
It was our siblings. We had a little sibling retreat. So me and my sisters and my brother, we all got together and spent a few days at the coast. And my sister turned 26, so her birthday dinner out. Wore that jacket. Dress up a little bit, trying to be like JD a little bit. I mean, that's hard to do,
Stay
but
fly.
I tried.
Stay fly, man. And you have another tall gentleman in that photo with you. Is that a relative of yours?
Yeah, man. My brother's also, he's like 6'9", so we stay out.
He's little.
Yeah.
He's little.
Yeah, little guy.
That's dope, man. And since we're on the family, your older sister has a son that is participating in collegiate athletics for
That's
which
right,
team?
Man. The nephew Devin Brooks out here on the Oregon Ducks.
Let's
Ducks.
go. Let's go.
JD and Chris love it because I'm not really a Ducks fan, but now that Devin's on the team, like I have to be a Ducks fan. So like they're loving that.
Bro, I remember he used to walk around in diapers. I think maybe the last time I saw him was in a diaper. And now that dude is on the line in the in the Pac-12, but in the Big Ten.
Yeah, put major hands on you, bro. He'll put hands on me now, man. Although he tries to say that like, okay, his age versus my age, I wouldn't put hands on him, but I would
stop.
Yeah, I know he's not ready for that.
I was trying to tell KJ, he's 15 now, right? He just turned 15. I tried to tell him what my workouts were looking like when I was 15, and he thought I was like bragging or insulting him. I was like, no, that's just what you do. You put in the work. You do your plyometrics, you do your ball handling, you do your shooting drills, then you go to the park till the sun comes down.
Yeah, they're not ready for that,
Xbox.
Chris.
They're not ready. Just built different,
It's
but
a mentality shift.
Yeah,
it's a mentality shift. Yeah. Millennials were built different. So I came across a post this week that blew my mind, and I didn't share it with you guys because I wanted to save it for the pod. It was, it solicited all of the crazy stats in sports. Now I'll name them off one by one. I want to hear your reaction if you've heard it or not. And then maybe we can say which one was like the most mind-blowing, okay? So this is not an NHL pod, but the first one is NHL related. If you remove all of Wayne Gretzky's goals, he is still the all-time leading scorer in NHL history.
Facts.
Yeah, dude he had assist game though.
Wild.
That's the thing about Gretzky though. He's known, like, at least you think of him as like this great goal scorer. He was an assist man. Like that was his flow. Like he was getting buckets through the assists. So
dropping dimes.
I believe that. Okay. He was also a great scorer, obviously, but like he had dimes, bro.
That's why they call him the Great One, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that his nickname? Okay.
Yeah,
all right. This one I'm sure we know. But I did a double click on it to get a little bit deeper. So in 1961-62, Wilt Chamberlain averaged 48.5 minutes per game. He played
like 8 overtime games.
Yeah, they must have played.
Well, I went through his game log on Basketball Reference. He did not sit out a single second of the regular season or the playoffs. Played 80 games, and that was the same year he scored 100 points.
I mean, so he had a lot of overtime games, or at least enough to
yeah, he had a handful
to change
of
the
them.
stats.
But I mean, just to not sit out a single minute of any game and only miss 2 games the whole year, he averaged 50 and 25 that year.
Yeah, when you're playing against plumbers and architects, man, that's not hard to do, right?
Okay, here's the kicker: he didn't win MVP that year.
Yeah, either did Elgin Baylor when he averaged a triple-double.
Elgin Baylor never averaged a triple-double, but I'm talking about Wilt right now.
Yeah, well,
Oscar Robinson, my bad.
Yeah, but still, to average 50 and 25, that'll never be done before. Russell Westbrook's averaged a triple-double 4 times now.
Well,
and didn't Jokic do it?
There are probably other things at play there with Wilt in that time, in that era, I'll say, but still wild that he didn't win MVP regardless, right?
They were second in the East. There was only 8 teams in the East, but they were second.
You would think averaging 50 transcends racism, right? Like that's like at that
but
point.
But no, Bill Russell won MVP. So
okay,
so won it.
So so they didn't like Wilt. I mean, Russell had that team game that they really loved, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on. I'm guessing you guys knew this one. Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles in his career than dropped passes.
I mean,
he played for some bad quarterbacks.
He played for some really bad quarterbacks. You are right about that.
But
that's what
bad
that
quarterbacks also throwing bad balls, which means potential for more drops. That's what I'm saying. That's mind blowing. I think that might be my early club.
That's wild. But also, what's the thing? At least for me, when I think of Larry Fitzgerald, I don't think people really think of athleticism or the tangibles. I mean,
he's a hands guy.
He's a strong guy. But when I think of Larry, I think of focus. I think of focus, and I think of body position and footwork, and that was his entire game. So it's still a wild stat. My mind is blown, Chris. But I also can be okay, for Larry, he didn't drop many passes.
Okay, there's another one similar to that coming down on the list.
Okay,
this one you probably knew as well, but it's okay to say you didn't know it, guys. You don't have to be know-it-alls. Antonio Gates is the only NFL player to make the Hall of Fame without playing a single down of college football.
That's the only one that I did see this. I saw that this week, Chris. So I didn't know the other ones, but I did see that one this week.
Okay, JD, did you know that?
I heard that this week as well.
Okay, must have been popular. All right, here's the one that's similar to Larry Fitzgerald. Walter Jones has as many Pro Bowl selections as he does holding penalties in his entire career.
Yeah,
he was the block. He was a good tackle.
Man, that dude was so good.
I mean, you just having a bad ref, or just having a day when you're a step slow, just to not have any holding penalties. It was 9.
I mean, so it's a wild stat, but as a former offensive lineman, okay, I'll say that holding isn't something that you get a lot of calls of if you're a really good player. So bad offensive linemen, you kind of see it. They raise up the frequency of holding calls, but even today's NFL, you don't see all pro tackles get more than a holding call or 2 throughout a season.
That's fair. Okay, in 2016, Steph Curry had a higher field goal percentage with corner threes than LeBron did at the rim.
I mean, greatest shooter alive. I mean, that's just that kind of stuff.
But LeBron's supposed to be the greatest player, to all these kids.
Yeah. Greatest shooter alive. Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's wild.
He was more efficient shooting a corner 3 than LeBron was at the rim, and that's 9 years ago when LeBron was still bouncy.
Yeah.
Over 15 years, Maya Moore never went more than 1 year without winning a championship.
So every high school,
she's got 3
every other year, yeah.
High school, college, and WNBA.
She only played 9 years in the WNBA, right?
And got 7 chips.
No, she won 3 in WNBA.
And 4 in high school. No, she won 7 in the WNBA.
She won 7 championships in the WNBA.
I think so.
No.
I'll have to fact check.
Minnesota won 3. They
Okay,
never
then
went
she
back to back either.
Then she must have only played 6 or 7 years to keep that stat alive. Okay. Michael Jordan never lost more than 2 games in a row from December 1990 until the end of the 1998 finals. 8 years, never lost more than 2 games in a row.
Well, I know they lost 2 straight games against Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, Mike's the GOAT, right?
Mike's the GOAT.
Mike's the GOAT. So like,
Mike's the GOAT.
Also, Maya Moore won 4 championships in the WNBA.
4. There we go. We were both wrong, JD. Bill Russell is 22-0 in winner takes all games. 10-0 in game 7s, 9-0 in NCAA tournament, 2-0 in the 56 Olympics, and 1-0 in game 5s. Just doesn't lose when the game, when your season's on the line.
And probably doesn't get the respect he deserves. I mean, I know I don't give him the respect he deserves. I just have a hard time with that era and just kind of the way it's hard to, without seeing him play, it's hard to see that impact. But I mean, that's a wild stat, bro.
Yeah, I mean, anything with it's a clean sweep is it's going to be a double take. Quick hitters: Fernando Tatis Sr. hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
I watched
that's hard to. You saw that live?
You watched it?
No, you saw it on SportsCenter, dog. You don't watch baseball.
That was like 1999, 98. That's the peak of baseball.
Was that when it was McGuire on that team? Because it was the Cardinals, wasn't it?
Yeah, look it up.
That was during. Yeah, look. I think that must have been during the Sammy Sosa McGuire race.
Part of you also wants to know, like, who were those pitchers in that inning, right? Because I mean, it definitely was more than one. No way they left homeboy on the mound slams. Right after the first one. Like, no way.
Yeah, he had to be cut. Tiger Woods was ranked the number 1 golfer in the world for 610 straight weeks.
Yeah. No,
that makes sense.
I remember that when he was on top. I remember that.
Scott Skiles, 30 assists in a game. We all know that. Bobby Cox was ejected he was ejected 162 times as the manager.
Oh,
that one's dope.
That is. I mean, people talk about Rashid. Bobby Cox need to be talked about and getting thrown out of, I don't care if it's baseball, still getting thrown out of games, man. That's wild.
And he was white. So
not
for
the
race card. Speaking clear English.
He was speaking a lot is what he was doing.
I think the Larry Fitzgerald one, that's the one for me. Like, having more tackles than drop passes with bad quarterbacks, that's tough.
Man, I want to have like a controversial take here, Chris. That one is like the one that jumps out, but I think I like Steph Curry. I mean, corner 3, high percentage, and LeBron at the rim. That's also you can say kind of that's why people say like Curry ruined the game, because now people think they can do that, and it's like, you're not Steph Curry.
It's only Steph Curry. Steph Curry and me. Those are like the only 2 people that can do that. I mean, JD, anything for you on those?
Fernando Tatis did that in 1999, and I was watching that game.
You're always talking about yourself, bro. Any of these stats that stood out to you, or you knew them all already?
They're just basic regular stat. Nothing. I'm a stat guy, and I know this stuff.
Oh man,
you knew all of those.
Yeah, JD's hard.
I don't know them by heart,
man.
but if you give me something, I'm a trivia guru when it comes to this stuff, Chris.
Okay, all right.
I mean, we got a new game. Now we got a new game. Now we got to start trying to stump JD, bro.
The JD.
We got to stump JD sometime now, man.
That works for me. Let's do it.
Hey, I'm gonna stump you during this podcast on the fly, my guy. I take that as a challenge.
All right.
Moving on though. Staying with JD. They finally maxed out Luka. That had been talked about for a while, but he is maxed out. No surprise. Any take from you there, Mr. Laker Stan?
Yeah, there's a new king in town, and his name is Luke. And Mr. King James is, he wasn't present for the signing, but people are making a big deal out of it. And I don't make any type of deal out of you signing an extension Like, I'm supposed to be there when you sign and get your money. Like, get your money. I'm out. It's summertime, man. Like, let me come out here and enjoy my time with my family. I don't need to be in LA right now. Let's just keep it a buck.
I don't like that. I think he should have been there if he's really about the team. Like he doesn't like he's being the LaMarcus Aldridge to Damian Lillard. He's the big brother that doesn't want the little brother to eat. Sure, it don't matter. He's the leader. He's supposed to support and be happy for his guys when they get a bag.
Just like
did he tweet about it? Tell me he tweeted about it.
I'm not on Twitter. You know I don't do this.
I know, but they talking about it. Like,
well, what I'm saying is, JD, you're speaking real casually about this extension, like it was a foregone conclusion, and I know he ended up signing it, but Luka didn't have to sign this extension. I mean, he got traded to the Lakers.
He signed the extension the right way, so that way he can get his 10 years of service. No different than when LeBron and all them, negotiated their contract when they led to Miami, so that way they can have their 10 years of service and, they're guaranteed so much of the cap and all those things. You think that we're going to trade for him and he's not going to sign this contract? Like, let's be honest. The Spurs just gave a whack-ass De'Aaron Fox $220 million for 4 years. The dude barely doesn't even average 20 points.
So we're just gonna go there. We're gonna jump right into it. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Bro.
All right.
No,
jump right into
there.
It. Okay. So all
that's
right.
my take.
That was much needed. I see what you're on today, JD. I see what you're on, bro.
Okay. Well, we can go back to last pod when I did give my opinions on what the Spurs should do. I said I'd love to see a 2-year extension. That's probably not going to happen. A 3-year would be more reasonable. I was surprised that they went with the 4-year max extension. And the Spurs are one thing you can say about them. They're a loyal franchise. So if they trade for you and your contract's up for renewal, they're not going to trade for De'Aaron Fox and then not re-up his contract. It's just not going to happen.
And that's what the whole casual thing for me about Luka is. You're not going to trade for him and he's going to sign his extension. That's why
Luka's more unpredictable. Luka was up in arms that he got traded.
And Luka is a better player than Fox. Luka is a top 10 in the NBA. Like that's
Luka's
not like
top,
him and
come on.
He's top
10
5
player in it. Come on, Junior.
Skinny Luka's top 5.
Well, I said
man.
Sure, top 5. He could be top or whatever, man. He's
top 5 is 10. Top 10.
Yeah, that's what
he's top 100 also.
Yeah, I'm saying whatever. But going back to Fox, I don't believe Fox is a true max player, except for the fact that he's playing next to Wemby, which his value and his style next to Wemby is more valuable than he is to other teams. They need someone that can push the pace, that can play pick and roll, and that can hit shots in the fourth quarter. And you can say what you want about De'Aaron Fox. The guy shows up. Clutch player of the year 2 years ago. He's actually an efficient scorer when you look at his effective field goal percentage. So you'd like to see him be a better 3-point shooter. And he's had a season where he shot 36, almost 37%. So serviceable. Last year, he was playing with a mangled pinky and shot 32 or some percent. So, I don't even really count that. If he can shoot around 35, 36% from the three and what else he brings, that's actually a good signing for them. And because we know the cap keeps going up, they aren't going to have to worry about Dylan Harper's contract. They aren't going to have to worry about Bradley's contract. They just re-signed Sohan. They re-signed Vassell last year. They re-signed Keldon a few years ago. So, if you look at that, you could say, well, when they need to save money when Wemby comes up, Keldon's contract will be up. Vassell's contract will only have a year left on it. So they have flexibility to do what they want to do within the cap, that this doesn't hurt them. I see people on the internet saying that this is like a bad move for their cap, but the way their contracts are staggered, they've actually got flexibility. And the worst year is the fourth year for Fox, and it is pretty bad. But that's when they also get the flexibility from the other contracts opening up. So I'm not worried about it. And the 2 weeks he played with Wemby last year, they looked like a dang playoff team. So I know it's a small sample size, but I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Okay, you can't take down my excitement right now. I'm hyped,
Yeah,
y'all.
your hype is through the roof, man. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Just to circle back, LeBron did not tweet any praise for Luka signing. LeBron's leaving. LeBron is coming to Portland next year with his son. Make room.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron might be gone before before this season starts,
and I'm not mad at it.
And JD's not mad at it. Yeah.
There we go.
The thing I don't get about LeBron though is, I mean, we know how he moves in the media, and it's just like all like cloak and daggers, and they're like, all these, always speaking in like, vagueness, right?
Subtleties.
Yeah, but like he could have just left. Like he opted into his contract, and I know it's like, well, he was getting his bag, but he could have just walked away and done whatever he wanted. I don't really understand the opting in and then playing this like this game. It doesn't make sense to me.
He doesn't know how not to play a game.
Yeah, but make it make sense to me, y'all. Why opt in and then do this? I don't get it.
Because he's a B word. Just gonna say it.
We don't do that on this pod, bro. Come on.
Hey,
don't break the rules. Hey,
I was gonna say behemoth. He was a behemoth.
Well, okay. Speaking of curse words, do you know at the blackjack table? I think any of the tables.
Why's it got to be blackjack?
At the casino, I said any of the tables. Okay, but I was at the blackjack table this weekend. You can't say the F word at the table. Yeah,
for real? That must be an Oregon
they'll call
thing.
security on you dropping F-bombs at the table. You can say shit. You can say, other stuff. You can't say the F word at the table. I thought that was wild.
I feel like that's just stumped JD. He's looking perplexed.
I'm trying to think of the other cuss words you can say.
Hey, so there's people in Portland are freaking out that the Blazers are going to move to Seattle or somewhere else because Adam Silver made a offhanded comment that they needed to upgrade the arena or maybe upgrade or probably upgrade it. Is it much ado about nothing, or is there a real threat of them leaving Portland?
I mean, Chris, I feel like I'm looking at you on that, man. But JD, you got something?
Well, that's why I sent over that Jody Allen article or wanted to read it, because she's the most unassuming, owner in all of sports. You haven't heard her say no more than 2 words, because she's been I wouldn't call her the owner. She's been the operating head who makes the decisions for
Not really,
the Seattle
though.
Seahawks.
No, she's got her team though. She's not making those decisions. She's got a team of people doing.
She's just the name, I think.
Yeah, she's literally just the person that signs the checks.
Yes.
That's what I would say.
I'm aware of that, but she's still the head person.
Okay,
right or wrong.
The HBIC.
Yeah. Or the hippo. You gonna do that business term? Highest paid person. Like
she's not even the highest paid person. I don't think she makes any money off of the team. She just is the person
they make
who
money when they sell it.
She's not going to get anything off of the sale of the team. Paul Allen is not leaving his all the money goes to the trust. It's already been stated. How she's getting her money must be backdoored. But Paul Allen didn't leave his sister nothing. Look it up.
I will. I bet you're wrong. I hope you're wrong so I can call you out on this, JD.
She's made the revenue of the team for the last whatever it is. And even though the team wasn't good, they still got the revenue sharing from the NBA. So like she'll be just fine. I think, JD, okay, from a financial perspective.
I just know some people that know her, and Paul didn't like his sister too much that, to leave her.
So that's what we're going on? That's what we're going off of?
I know some sources. Sources close to the source.
Okay, so here's what I'll say, Chris. Like, I mean, how can fans not be a little weary when they saw what happened in Seattle, however long ago now? I understand that the commissioner is different. I understand there's a commitment to staying in Portland, and a lot of the last, how many NBA teams have sold over the last 5-10 years? Quite
half
a few.
The league.
Quite a few of them, and no one's moved, right? And so this fear that someone's going to come in and buy the team and move it isn't exactly rational because you don't really see it that often.
Okay, but how many teams were sold while also needing a new arena, allegedly?
I mean, that's a good crossover, but I looked up like the worst NBA arenas, and I found a few different lists, and the Rose Garden, Moda Center wasn't like, it was the middle of the pack on all of them. There were a lot other arenas listed as not as good as the Moda.
Well, they're doing the expansion and the upgrades now because Portland is hosting the Final Four, the Women's College Final Four in a couple years. Sure, but they're updating the scoreboard. You know,
that's not enough. So they got what they did in Seattle with Key Arena is they kept the bones of it. They kept the foundation, tore it down, and rebuilt on the existing land, and that took 3 years. So
yeah, we don't have 3 years.
No, we got one off season, so it would have to be in phases. But I don't.
The only other option is they're tearing down Lloyd Center.
I heard that, bro.
Yeah,
so they're tearing down Lloyd Center. No, they are. Okay. I live in Portland. I drove by it. That thing tore down.
You live in Beaverton, my dude.
I know. We're trying to.
Southwest Portland is my address.
And you aren't even from Portland, bro. You're from Gresham. So like
Junior grew up 2 blocks from Lloyd Center, man. But bro, they're Junior, but they are tearing it down.
No, I did hear that. But here's what I'm saying. I think the most likely outcome here is get ready for your Hillsboro Trailblazers. That's exactly what's going to happen. Just
Happy
like
Valley
it did.
Trailblazers.
Happy Valley Trailblazers. I mean, it'll still be Portland, but like that's what's going to happen. And
that's what happened to the Warriors.
No further than the Warriors, man.
Yeah.
Look no
now
further
we're
than
neighborhood shaming.
Look no further than San Francisco 49ers. They play in Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, bro. That's so far away.
The Detroit Lions, right? That's not it. Yeah, like
or the Detroit Pistons. They play in Auburn Hills.
Or the New York Jets and New York Giants. They play in Jersey.
So that's what I think this is headed. Because let's be honest, if an owner wants a new stadium and the NBA wants them to get a new stadium, that new stadium will happen. And it's really just a matter of timing and politics, but they'll work through it. If they don't feel like it took the Raiders, before the Raiders moved to Vegas, that took them like 5 years to try and get it. They went through the process in Oakland to do it, right? So like they had a lot of time to try and work that out. So the Blazers are going to have a lot of years to go through this process before relocating would even be on the table. So I want to say to those people that are worried, don't worry yet. Okay. Don't worry yet.
But that's such a Portland mentality of like the little brother thing. Oh no, they're going to take away this from us. They're going to take away that. Seattle has a brand new stadium or arena. They need a team, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. I feel like the Lakers really let a potential MVP player go. And I'm not talking about LeBron James. I'm talking about Kostas Antetokounmpo. And I feel like he is tearing up the Greek league right now. He played in LA 5 years ago. I think he's just a late bloomer like Giannis was, only just maybe 10 years later. And I don't know if you guys have seen the highlight tape or not, but I'm going to run it for you because the dude can ball. And you can't tell me that he doesn't play just like his brother.
We're talking about the Greek league here, but okay.
Hey, it doesn't matter what league if you're doing this.
Bo is a goddamn animal out there. I ain't gonna lie. He out there straight bully with it. Aggressive ass spin move. Watch out. Hey! That boy punishing shit. Bro, this must be an Antetokounmpo fucking play style. Thought Giannis was the only one with these capabilities. It ain't just offense. He'll crash out on defense too. Give me that shit. Ah! My fucking God, that was crazy. Why would you jump with this man? Giannis the Greek freak, this the Greek nasty boy. I don't know what to call this man. He punishing shit. I know y'all been waiting on a little skill work. That's cool. We got some finesse too. Take this fade with your buddy. But as y'all can tell by that fadeaway, that's not what we out here for. This man hoop like prime Amari Stoudemire. I'm out here to physically dominate you motherfuckers. Yeah, shit. That man protecting the rim with his goddamn life. Oh, the Antetokounmpo's hoop like this shit means something. Shit, just pure physicality and athleticism. This bum rushes dude in the lane. Excuse me. He dunks that shit as in.
I mean, the voiceover was a lot, but I don't care who you're playing against. He's got the energy. He's got the size. He's got the athleticism. There's something there. He's coming back to the league. What do you guys think?
Well, he's the first brother to win a chip.
Did he win a Greek chip? No, Giannis won a chip. Oh, he was on the Laker team? You're stupid. You're stupid.
Yeah, that's a stat buster right there for you, buddy.
He barely got a chip.
My question is, how did this dude, was he like injured during the Olympics last year? Or why wasn't he even playing for the Greek Olympic team then? Because
I don't want to think about that.
Okay. Like you can't even get on the floor for the Greek Olympic team and you think you gonna play in the NBA, man? Come on.
Hey, I don't know. I like he looks good on Instagram. All right.
Yeah. You know who would also look like that? The Nassus. Okay, that's what the Nassus would look like playing in Greek. He didn't show up in my timeline, so we're talking about Costas. But it is. I mean, his style of play mirrors his oldest brother. Like that is.
I love
same body
Giannis's
type.
game.
Yeah. But when they said he played like Prime Amari, he kind of did.
I love the physicality. That physicality was impressive. Absolutely.
For scrawny too. He doesn't.
2007 Amari was something special.
Yeah, I love that. I love that play style where dudes are just physical and don't look for fouls. Like I'm just gonna be physical, bro. And
not once did he like look where's the foul?
No,
I'm gonna run through you.
Yeah.
That's why European basketball is funner to watch at times.
Yeah.
Because they play ball. Like they're at the park. They play like the big three.
Yeah. Speaking of the big three, and startup leagues, JD, what do you got for us on this Saudi basketball league? Can we say Saudi? Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Saudi basketball league. Just
like
I
don't want to get Myers Leonarded out here.
Just like the Saudi Live Golf, tour or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's a money grab. LeBron's trying to figure out how do I get my next, I don't know, maybe half a billy real quick off of these people, and go take that money. And then try to, put it towards an NBA franchise. But it's 6 teams, men and women, 8 different cities, probably Paris, Germany, London, Qatar,
but it's Saudi. It's Saudi based, but it's American raced.
Saudi. You can't play in both leagues. If you're playing in the Saudi. Unlike Live, you can't participate in PGA sanctioned events like the majors, like the Live golf guys do. But I think the Saudis are just trying to wash their money and, start up another league, and the biggest pool really is not for the basketball for the men. It's for the women. These women can go from making 80 grand, 90 grand a year to making 5-10 million. You're gonna tell me that you're gonna turn down as a woman,
bro? They might, they might defunct the WNBA on that note, man, because I think that's notoriously underpaid. Where
the money is gonna help. It's not gonna help the men. It's gonna help the women because the women are the ones who need to get some money. I think they're help them.
They're only having a men's league to have the women come, like to make it a thing, like, because without being able to talk about a men's league, you don't get the attraction to have the women's league. But the women's league is the real needle mover.
Well, yeah, and women's sports overseas has just been more popular than in America. Just historically, America's definitely it's changing over here. But I do think you have a point there, JD, where like the focus for this league is probably on the impact it could have on the WNBA versus the NBA, because for the NBA, they're still not going to be able to match those big contracts. But for the NBA, I think what we'll see is players that are on not the end of the bench, but people who might be signed for like a minimum in the NBA. That league could be somewhere where they're like, oh, I can go make, a couple more million.
Zach LaVine is a very good candidate for that.
That he's a max player, so I don't know that that's who I'm talking about.
But he can go over there and get, these soccer players who are at the very end of their career are going getting $500 million.
But Zach's not at the end of his career.
I was thinking someone like Pat Beverly. You know what I mean? Like someone who's going to sign for that minimum. He could probably make a little bit more.
Somebody has to kind of be the face of it, like you know how Bryson DeChambeau is still young.
Dame Dollar.
You get some younger people who, by the time this gets going, Zach will be 32, 33 years old. That's the end of his career. We're still 2 to 3 years for this coming out.
He's exactly 30. I called that.
Okay, so
look at me, JD.
I'm exactly right. So you're making my point that it's the guys at the end of their career. I can go over there and make $400 million. You know, like,
I mean, you're making a lot of assumptions about that. 400 million. I mean, come on, man.
Bro, if they're giving that out for soccer players, you don't think they're going to give that out for basketball players? 200 million?
No, because soccer is way bigger over there.
That's not even comparable, bro. That's like saying, you know, that's like
what do you think Brooks Koepka got for going to live golf?
It's different.
He got over 150, 200 million.
Yeah, because he's one of the top players in his prime.
Yes.
He's not in his prime. I watched
Brooks Koepka?
No, he wasn't in his prime.
He wasn't at the end of his career, and you can play golf forever.
Okay, sure. But when Brooks Koepka, before he left, right, he didn't finish in the top whatever in majors. He was hurt for 2 straight years. What do you think? What is Phil Mickelson? He got all
He's still a name, though. He's still a name, is what I'm saying.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying is that these guys are going to get big contracts. Bubba Watson. He's a name, but dude ain't won shit in forever, okay?
But you drop those 2 names. Those are 2 of the most 5 known names in golf.
But nobody's still watching that stuff.
I'm saying if they're getting paid off of their name and their likeness, their brand.
But nobody watches the sport.
But I'm telling you that with the NBA, you need to have someone with a name and a brand, and Zach LaVine is not that.
Yeah, and my take here is that it's just not going. We're not going to miss the players from the NBA.
No, we're not.
That defect to this league. That's my main point.
And that's what the PGA missed them when they went over there.
Yeah,
they sure did.
Yeah, and they're still struggling right now. They were struggling before that though, so the PGA is a different convo. There's a lot of factors there, but
I think this is weary for the WNBA if this gets going. Especially, this is bigger for the WNBA.
I'm with you on that. Not on the men's part.
60 players go, whatever it is, that's on a roster. So 80 players go over there, and they're going to be making a minimum of $1 million. If I'm a WNBA player, I'm going to go over there and get $1 million.
That's the entire WNBA.
Well, okay,
but you're going to tell me Van Lathe and these players that are barely known, like they're known but known. I'm going to go over here and get this bread.
Y'all like conspiracy theories. Especially you, Chris. So, is it a coincidence that the WNBA is in contract negotiations right now and this news happens to pop up? If you don't think that the WNBA union is saying, hey, look at these developments over here with these other sports leagues that are going to have uncapped resources to pay WNBA players, they could absolutely use that in their negotiation. And a lot of this really does, I think, hinge on that CBA with the WNBA. We had it on the list last week. We didn't get to it, but if they can win and really up the revenue sharing, not just salaries for WNBA, it'll be a lot harder for this league or whatever to steal their players. But even then, you're still not going to take the WNBA's top players because they're so marketable right now in the US. I mean, we talk about Angel Reese a lot on here for, a lot of different reasons, but the one thing that you can't say is that she's not maximizing her marketability, right? She is trademarking everything. She is in commercials. She is making so much money outside of basketball, as with a lot of other WNBA players. And we're talking nationally, these players are getting paid locally. I watched the WNBA streams, they don't have national streams for all their games, so you watch a lot of the local streams for the games, which I hate. But New York Liberty, dude, Sabrina and Rihanna, they're out there on ads and stuff in New York doing all kind of stuff that you don't even see nationally, and they're both national too. But so I'm just saying, the top WNBA players don't have to worry about it.
This only resurfaced because LeBron was in Maverick, Carter were with Jokic, but the initial date of this first article was in February, okay?
Yeah.
So this has been out since the beginning of the year. It just resurfaced because LeBron is over in Europe on a yacht meeting up with Jokic, talking about, you want to come
Playing
do
in
this? We can
Denver.
race horses. We can
Talking
race
about
horses.
playing in. He's talking about playing in Denver.
Yeah,
Is
at
what
the
he's
end
doing.
of the day, though, it's also just competition, right? Like, I mean, it's competition, and if the WNBA wants to compete, so, you know, sometimes you got to do what it takes to compete.
If
And this might
LeBron
be
does this,
something that pushes them.
LeBron, if he does this, his reputation as whatever he thinks it is, it will be tarnished.
I mean, his reputation is like
his reputation is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, good segue over to WNBA, and then we'll get to some American football. But the WNBA is trash. They fined Sophie Cunningham on her very first podcast, and I watched the clip. All she said was, and she prefaced it saying that the refs have a difficult job and that she would have a hard time being a WNBA ref. But then she criticized that they are inconsistent and make bad calls. And she's already been fined multiple times this year, ever since she became this infamous enforcer. I think they're kind of sabotaging their own league by penalizing the most popular people in their league. And then on top of that, you have your girl Nafisha, whatever her last is, it Collins? Collier. She just got hurt. She's out 2 weeks?
At least.
So I don't know, man. I don't know if the WNBA is going to be around in a couple of years if this happens.
Oh, come on, bro. And I don't care what league you're talking about. WNBA, NBA, NFL, MLB. Any player criticizing officiating in the media is an automatic fine. I don't care what league it is. So I hear you saying that, but the thing about the WNBA is their fines are in correlation with their salaries. So
yeah, it was only $1,500.
She's not getting fined $20,000, $50,000 like an NBA player would, right? So, I mean, I see what you're saying, JD, but like you still have to protect that integrity of the game. We talked about it a bunch, especially with the gambling coming in. I feel like that's a move that the league has to make. And the thing about the NBA is their major stars don't talk about that stuff. You might get it every once in a while from a mid-tier star, you know, Draymond, somebody like that, Rudy Gobert. But the face of the league, and I would say Sophie is a very popular face of the WNBA right now. You know, NBA players aren't out there criticizing refs like that. You just don't see.
They got to learn. Yeah, the girls got to learn how to act.
And in NFL, you never see players talking about refs. In the
they
NFL.
Just don't. Yeah, they just wouldn't talk.
You never see it. And so I think that's just something like you got to start a podcast. Hey, there are things we shouldn't say on here either. Okay. And I hope we don't learn any lessons the hard way like Sophie did. But, you know, that's just the way it is, man. That's the way it is.
Facts. All right. Moving on to America's game, America's pastime. I'm talking about football. Tomorrow, we're going to have a spry senior citizen visit the great city of Seattle, where he spent 14 years, and he won the city's only Super Bowl. Pete Carroll and his LV Raiders are coming up here to play the Seahawks in a preseason game. What is your guys' excitement level? It is just preseason, but you do have kind of a retooled roster, a refreshed look. How y'all feeling about tomorrow?
Yeah, JD, hit me with it.
Just win, baby.
That's all you got?
Oh, he was waiting.
What else
for that,
is there
man.
to say? Who are the Seahawks? I don't even recognize a hop. Nah.
What is a Las Vegas
cool.
Raider?
Winners only, baby. I think
were
it's
you
cool
guys
that
8-6 6-8 last year? 6-10.
Listen, we're not talking about old shit, okay? There you go. I'm talking about old shit, Chris. All right.
I'm just talking about recent shit.
No, that's old. That's in the past. All right. We're on to 2025. All right. Where's that for your data? All right. We ain't
I think you're gonna.
about...
You guys might be last in your division.
Yeah,
sure.
But still could challenge for a wild card. But
yeah, no,
right.
that's the thing about it. Could definitely do that.
Chris, are you a Seahawks homer?
No, I'm a bandwagon guy.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'm a stand them just for posturing. Who else am I going to do that?
I mean, you want some real?
Did you get the
analysis?
invite to the game?
Why you gotta do that?
Nah, you didn't. You didn't.
I'm gonna ask them tomorrow.
You should ask him.
So I got so my boss and a bunch of people are going to the game tomorrow.
Just be careful what you say, Chris.
I know. Ain't nobody gonna watch this shit. And they're all talking about the Seahawks Raiders game, and everyone's going and getting a car there and getting a box, and your boy didn't get the invite.
Yeah, and still too new, bro.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's the new, he's the FNG.
Yeah, you got to put in some time, bro. But hey, if you want some real analysis of some things I'm looking for in that game, Chris, I'll give it to you.
Hit me.
Give me two words.
The offensive line for the Raiders. That's the thing that is going to be. I didn't give you two words. No, I didn't give you two words. The offensive line for the Raiders is going to be something to watch. They got position battles. All of our guy, JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, he's battling right now at guard and center. They were going to play him at center. They've already moved him to right guard. They're doing, Pete loves his position battles, man. So he's seeing what the best 5 starting players are. Because that's the thing, is like you want your best 5 starting players on the offensive line. They think that Jordan Meredith, who has been playing guard, is actually a better center because he's undersized. They think JPJ is a good enough guard. They think JPJ could be an all-pro guard, really. So they think like, hey, if we can get JPJ at guard and this other dude at center, JPJ might be better at center than him, but he's just way better than him at guard. So they're trying to just find the best 5 that can come in and make an impact. And
you're gonna have to figure that out, though, man. Switching positions like that.
Well, JPJ's played a lot of guard. I think Jordan Meredith is the one, the switch to center. I think that's the one to look out for, and that's what I'm saying. I'm looking out to see like how many muff snaps does he have tomorrow? How many bad shotgun snaps does he have? Is he able to control the line of scrimmage with the calls? Like those are things I'm looking for from a play perspective. And then the cornerback group. We just traded what was our best cornerback last year before he got hurt, Jacorian Bennett. Just traded him to I can't remember Philly. That's right, Philly. And we got a defensive tackle back. So we've got basically a whole new secondary back there. And I need to see how they respond. Pete says everyone's going to play. So I'm excited to see. I don't know that the Seahawks are going to play any of their starters, though. I don't know if you remember if they did last year in the preseason, Chris. But
they did in the first game. They won series, I think.
Yeah. So, hey, I'll be excited to watch that 1 or 2 series. I personally think that you don't need to play Max Crosby at all in the preseason. I'd like to just, put him on the shelf for the preseason. We know what Max is bringing. No reason for that.
What do you guys play? Do you guys play out of the gun, or is Gino going to be under center?
Well, a little bit of both. Chip Kelly offense. So you're gonna see that a little bit of the mix. And Chris, I meant to correct you last podcast. You said Chip Kelly doesn't like to run the ball, which was
just saying that
categorically false, bro.
I know. I know. You didn't say anything though when I said it.
I know, but I thought about it afterward, bro. Chip Kelly loves running the ball, and that's the one thing that they think the Raiders can really improve on this year. And because their defense is going to be mid at best, if they aren't able to run the ball and control the line of scrimmage, they aren't gonna maximize their talent this year. And I mean, their ceiling is what? 9. If they got to 9 wins, I think we'd all be like, damn, the Raiders had a great season, but if they aren't able to run the ball effectively, control the game, they're looking at another 5-6 win team. Just it is what it is.
That's real. That's not even a homer take. JD's over here thinking you're going to get double-digit wins. What's this Devontae Adams thing and can't keep the Raiders' name out his mouth? Who put that up there?
Well, Devontae likes to talk. And he's one of those guys that he says he doesn't like to talk, and then you see him talking all the time. He had the infamous appearance on the Up and Adams show when he was with the Raiders last year that was super weird before he got traded. There are reports that he, quote unquote, embellished that hamstring injury that he had before the Raiders shipped him out of town. There are reports
he looked healthy in New York.
He looked healthy in New York. He did, JD.
Of course he embellished
Especially
it,
that
dude.
Jacksonville
no one wants to play.
Jaguar game at the end of the season. Boy,
Nobody
he
wants to play for the
killed it.
Raiders. I would pretend to be hurt too.
Hey, stop. We're not doing that here, Chris.
Yeah, but if you look at
you did that about De'Aaron Fox. Get out of here.
If you look at the regimes that were there, Chris, 100%, right? And but when you've got players like, anonymously speaking to reporters that Devontae Adams wasn't even a leader in the locker room last year, people don't just say that kind of stuff, right? Like, I know players talk to the media all the time anonymously, and that's just the way that it works. But there was real reports out there that Adams wasn't a leader in that locker room, that he was part of the problem. And Devontae,
I could see that.
Yeah, but Devontae disputes that. He says, look, y'all don't really know the true story. And so he went on the Ryan Clark podcast again this week and again brought up the Raiders and talking all, vague about it and what happened and all that stuff. But like, there's two sides to every story. And the one thing I'll give Devontae credit for is, so he signed with the Raiders when Josh McDaniels got hired. And he signed mainly because he knew Derek Carr was here. Derek Carr still had, a few years left on his contract. The word on the street was that, they were going to be like a package deal. Okay. So when they decided to ship Carr out of there that first year after he got there, I mean, for me, that's when the fracture started. Because,
well, yeah, you're trying to catch passes from Gardner Minshew.
Well, and exactly. It wasn't that you shipped Carr out.
Garoppolo.
Yeah, no one's going to come on here and say Carr's a Hall of Famer. But you can't ship Carr out if Jimmy Garoppolo is your plan. And then Gardner Minshew is your plan, right? Yeah. That's what can't happen. So I can see the fracture, but it did seem like Devontae just, he wasn't really that leader that you expected him to be.
He's got to be happy, though. He's not trying to catch passes from Geno Smith, and he's trying to catch passes from Sam Bradford now.
Bradford. Matt Stafford.
I mean, Matt Stafford.
Bro,
chubby ass white boys.
Like you just said, though, Junior, as an organization as a whole, we dropped the ball. And when we got rid of Derek Carr, we should have got rid of Devontae. Like right there.
Right.
All right.
We should have just reset.
We could have got a first for him probably.
Yeah.
Because he was still coming off of he was still all pro that first year with Derek.
Yeah.
And that's where we went wrong.
Well, you know what went wrong? Hey, I know we want to keep it tight 45, but we're at 53.
Man, wrap this up, bro.
That's on Junior. That's on
wrap
Junior.
This up.
All right. So Mike Vrabel is a guy's guy. There was a little skirmish between the Patriots and the Commanders during a friendly yesterday. And he got in the mix, got bloodied, got bruised. He is one dude I wouldn't want to mess with. One head coach I wouldn't want to mess with. I'm curious, Gitano, who is the one head coach in any sport that you would not go against? The top contender. I'm sure there's a lot you wouldn't want to go against, but who is the scariest dude that you'd have to, get in the back alley with and go to blows with?
Who I'm gonna put hands on, or I don't want to fight, because I ain't scared.
Who you don't want to fight? You're scared of me, but I'm not a head coach. But who do you think is the baddest dude?
I don't think I want no
coaching
problem
a team.
Mike Tomlin.
He's old though.
Dan Campbell, he talking about biting off kneecaps and shit.
I feel like those are the two obvious ones, though, man. Like, I feel like those are the obvious ones.
Mike Vrabel. And then the head coach from Utah. I can't think of his name right now. Phew. These guys.
Kyle Whittingham?
Yeah. I don't want no problem with him.
Yeah.
And probably Mario Cristobal. Them dudes still look like they hit the gym.
Yeah.
I don't know. How about yourself?
Junior, what about you?
Scared of?
Oh, I'm scared. I got one for you, but Junior, I want to hear yours.
Okay. I'm going with one William Julius Green, the head coach for the New Orleans Pelicans, man.
Green.
And, he's a Detroit, Michigan guy, but, some of those, the way people carry themselves just on the sideline, like,
you're way bigger than him.
bro, I'm not saying like I'm just man, we talking, bro. We talking about people, okay? Like it's not me personally. I'm just saying, like I look at Willie Green and it's like, man, that dude just looks like he's willing to put hands on you at any moment. And he's from Detroit, he's from a tough city. And I'm going strictly on demeanor, bro. And just like he's a real calm guy. He's not very animated, and it's just he seems like, man, he's down to jump in if he had to. That's my pick.
I got one last one for you, Chris.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go with mine. Freeman, the head coach of Notre Dame.
Okay, Marcus Freeman. I can see that.
Okay.
Light skin mafia.
He's younger than us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a dude that not because he's physically imposing, but because I feel like he's got some antics that after it goes down, he's gonna come after you, when you least expect it, and that's Mike McDaniel. I think Mike McDaniel, he'd get his ass whipped by a lot of people. But I feel like that dude would come back for his revenge when you least expect it and have some sort of gimmick, some sort of gadget, and he'd be studying up all night on, the most insane, Kansas City shuffles you can pull on somebody.
Okay, man. I mean, it's a reach, but I'll allow it, bro. I'll allow it. That's a reach. But.
The scrawniest dude. All right. ESPN is acquiring the NFL Red Zone in the NFL Network, and they just took over the TNT contract with the NBA. Is ESPN finally going to just be the monopolize sports? Are they finally the worldwide leader again?
Well, what this is a tricky deal, and
it's
Mike
only a
Florio
stake.
Brought it up that ESPN is giving the NFL profit like 10% shares, and I don't know how that's going to work towards them getting their money, because it's not a number like, all right, we're going to sell it for 10 million or 1 billion. They get ownership in the ESPN, and that ownership goes back to the owners, and it doesn't go into the revenue for the players. And that's a very tricky situation that the NFL and ESPN are now entangled in. But what it also does is allows ESPN to make sure they ain't got to worry about when it's time to re-up their contracts here in a couple years. They already got first dibs. They're not losing Monday night because all these, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Peacock, all these streaming services are vying for the number one viewing purpose in all of America is American football, and they want the eyes on their platform. Well, ESPN is going to make sure that their platform is going to have the most views, and that's what
I think. I think that's what it is. It's a power play, not a money play. It's brand association. It's putting their name next to the NFL. It's like you said, it's a tricky deal. Who knows if they actually make a lot of money off of it? But I think it's more of it's like Dame coming back to Portland. It feels good. It puts a lot more attention on the brand, but it may not make sense from a production standpoint.
Well, and to your point, JD, it's the 10% ownership. They estimate it's around $2 to $2.5 billion if we're looking at it from financially and in dollars. But what it also gives ESPN is essentially NFL's fantasy football is going to merge with ESPN's fantasy football. So we lose one more competitor for choice for fantasy football. But as a consumer, we lose.
Who actually plays fantasy football in the NFL through the NFL?
I've played through all three services: NFL, ESPN, and Yahoo, and I could say that like there's pros and cons to all of them. I did like the NFL experience, but as a consumer, when we lose choice, we all lose, right? So that's one thing that is a bit of a negative here from a consumer perspective. And Chris, to your point about being the worldwide leader, are they back to that? I mean, we'll see how this works out. They'll try to, a lot of this really focus on the fact that ESPN is launching their own channel, their own subscription, whatever it is, later in the year, and they needed more content to be able to justify that $30 price tag they're going to ask for people to subscribe to.
Yeah, ain't nobody paying for ESPN Plus.
So the one of the things that I was reading about that stood out to me is ESPN owns the rights now to Red Zone channel.
Yeah.
Not just the Red Zone channel, but the branding of Red Zone. So now ESPN can create their own Red Zone channels for any sports that they operate as well. And
shit.
So they own that piece of it too.
But that goes hand in hand with fantasy.
So they can name it Red Zone NBA.
Yes.
And it goes and to your point, that's it goes hand in hand with fantasy. Like,
but you know what else is a small deal here too? But like you just said about their subscription, is that they're teaming up with WWE now, and now you're gonna be able to watch SummerSlam, WrestleMania on these platforms,
and the NBA. Like they're back. I think it is. Forget the primes and the YouTube TVs and all that. Like ESPN is back on the throne.
Hey, Jim, you mentioned something about Yahoo, NFL, and ESPN. I have always liked Yahoo's platform for fantasy football way more than ESPN and NFL.com.
Yeah.
They're the OGs.
They are.
And I've been on Yahoo for 15 years doing fantasy football.
Yeah, keep doing it if it works for you. But the other piece that's important here is that the NFL is going to continue to own and operate like it's NFL Films, NFL Plus, NFL.com. So while this is a merger in the sense, the NFL is still kind of doing its own thing with these properties. And really, this is the NFL trying to get stake in
Make
ESPN.
them better.
This is really a play for NFL. Not that the ESPN is not going to benefit. Obviously, they are. But the NFL, this is a really good play for them. And what they said, this isn't the first time the NFL's invested into a company. So when NFL had DirecTV Sunday Ticket, like that wasn't an accident. NFL had invested in DirecTV. That's why one of the reasons why we saw that partnership for so long is because NFL was invested. So this is not a new thing for the NFL to invest in a company. It's just
and they had
so big.
The only presence they really had on over the air with ESPN was Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna have a bigger presence. All right, we're gonna skip over the Dak Prescott's cap hit is higher than Jalen Hurts and his two top receivers. I feel like that's kind of, we could banter on that, but we're cutting it close on time.
I feel like we can do college football next week too, man. We got time.
Yeah, we can skip college football. There's time ahead of us. Quick hitter. I want to show something to you guys. Are you familiar with the Portland Sea Dogs? Did you guys see that clip?
No.
Portland Sea Dogs. They're not the Portland, Oregon Sea Dogs, the Portland, Maine Sea Dogs.
Okay.
They are a AA baseball team affiliate of the Red Sox. Something happened during their game against the Hartford Yard Goats, who are an affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. That's straight out of the Twilight Zone.
Okay.
To have this play happen once, okay, it's cool, whatever. But it happened back to back, two different teams, same inning, same pitch count, same number of outs, same score. It's just you'll never see anything like this.
Okay. Did it pop off the same player's foot?
The same position. It bounced off the third baseman's foot. The shortstop caught it and threw out the hitter at first base. Exact same play. 10 minutes apart. It was nuts.
These guys got too much time on Twitter.
It's Instagram, my guy. But it blew my mind. But I think I'm the only one that cares about cool shit. Anyway.
Oh man, no, I'm cool. Christy will appreciate that, bro. Okay.
Yeah, Christy. I'll tell her I'll send her a link of a better one.
Okay.
Anyway, just want to do a quick check, and yep, it looks like Cal Raleigh is still leading Major League Baseball in home runs.
Hey, big jumper, get it, bro.
The big dumper. My dudes, it's been a pleasure. 1 hour, 6 minutes, a little bit over. I'll see you guys next week.
We got to tighten it up. All right, y'all.
Peace.
Hey, Chris, have you listened to the Clips album yet?